So after the diversion of getting the engine running, making sure the transmission still spun the rear wheels, I'm back on these doors so that I can have something to shoot my sample paints on. What I'm attempting to do here is to see how much filler I need to add. I've got a straight edge. When I set the straight edge on the crease here and look down along it, thankfully there's no gaps. So that's a very nice sign. And as I evenly pull it, I see a slight amount of gaps in here, and the most being less than 1/8 of an inch. And looking elsewhere on the door, it seems to follow quite nicely. So from what I can tell, there are no high spots. So I'm going to put the Bondo in this area here, and I can kind of see and feel where it needs it the most. And then I've got a board sander that I'll work, and I'm just going to focus right now on the area from this crease to this crease. Everything up here is all nice. And there's some need in here to deal with things as well, but we'll focus on this. And I did go through and wipe the door down with a rag that, I put grease and wax remover in. Give it one more. All right, I started without you. I did a golf ball size of Bondo to 1.25 inches of hardener. This will be the second one. I'll just quit after this. All right, maybe one more. All right, I mix this batch up and then I quickly measured to see where anywhere along this area still needed it. And other than right here, it seems like we've pretty much filled things in. So quickly applying it into this area, which I knew was a low. Just so that it gets used. And we'll call it a night. If the light's not real good on this one, I do apologize. I did go around and take some photographs in addition to obviously the handy video of where these things go, so that once I clean them up and get the door done, I'll be able to properly replace them. Be the right tool. Try a small screwdriver. You have a little better luck with a small screwdriver. carefully gotten underneath the back of it, and then just by grabbing the welded on nut, kind of working it back and forth, I was able to get it off. So I have a bag here to collect all these clips. The intention will be, like I mentioned, to clean off the rust, fix the thread, refinish them, and whether I refinish them with black paint or some sort of CAD plating, whether I soak them to clean them, don't know. This clip here that holds a wire harness. And this clip here, which I don't remember what it held, but unfortunately it's broken, so work too hard at saving it, but we will keep it to remember what it is I need to replace. So under here are some rubber bumpers, and I guess they are to guide the, I'll flip this bumper around so that you can see it. So we have rubber bumpers here and here used to guide the engine lid or hood as it falls down into place, keeping it from banging metal to metal. So any sort of paint stripper will adversely affect those. So let's see if I can gently get them worked through. Imagine that we're looking at some sort of rubber tee. As you pushed it down through, it spread after it fell through the hole. So I'm attempting to come up behind it and press the legs of the tee, and then without tearing, work the said and done. Okay, so we've got this coming through from the back side. Unfortunately, it's coming through two pieces of metal. So I will work at these a little bit and hopefully be able to get them off without damaging them. So by squeezing and prying, I had this spatula coming up here and trying to wedge it and pull it, and then at the same time coming from the back side with the needle nose pliers, squeezing this area in here, was able to get it started and then just kind of worked my way across. So once you get it started, it kind of feeds itself the rest of the way out. Just kind of rotate on that. And then you should be able to just grab it and pull it through the opening. And as you can see, I've salvaged the piece and it lives to serve another 50 years. Alright, I will go on to the second one, do it the same way. So we have the other fender in here now, and checking it out, it has, well, it's missing a nut here, but it has one there. So that's different than the driver's side, this being the passenger side. Across the front. So it appears that there was definitely something here, and we'll probably end up hunting or buying some. Saying hunting through my stash, and I don't think I have those. Got my bag. Together to remove it. So this one's a little interesting. It comes in from the side. That one was missing, and that one had just one. That one wasn't really all the way in there, so it wasn't caught. Move on to the bumpers. Alright, so like I said before, this one comes in with a screwdriver, goes in behind this one. Pre-tension. Come up behind with the needle nose, squeeze together, push up. Add a little bit more tension. I also have a screwdriver. I'm going to try to force that part of the extension through the hole. That seems to work pretty well from one side. Once you get it to where you can actually see, then you can kind of grab it and work it. Grab it back, work it. And it's off. Alright, so I've got both of these cleared out. I'll take a little closer look at the condition. Looks like we have some metal that'll need to be bumped out. They definitely have got some Bondo on there. You know, still, I guess a lot of it, you think about, they did a good job. They did a good job. The Bondo's holding. Why would I go and mess with that? I don't know. Guess we'll just see how it goes. As I strip the paint, I will affect the Bondo. Alright, so the next plan is go ahead, put a wire wheel on the grinding brush and go at this. So I have safety goggles on. I've got earplugs in my ears and long sleeve and gloves. When deciding what paint body color, I can't, in this case, use the existing paint as an indicator because it was a black car and I don't know where the body color stopped and the black engine compartment paint began. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm not pretty sure, I know for certain that this area will all be enclosed behind the headlamp, sort of fascia, bucket, whatever. So I feel pretty confident I'll be okay hitting this with rusty metal primer, then painting it with whatever satin color I decide. You can see up close a bit of Swiss cheesiness going on here. maybe able to find a patch. So anyway, phone's telling me it's almost out of battery, so I'm going to plug it in here and locally go at these things so I don't need to wear eye protection, just small brushes, and then vacuum and wipe it down and maybe put some primer on it. A lot of wire brushing by hand. Now I've got a bucket of soapy water. Fortunately, it's warm enough to do washing. I'm going to vacuum out the dust first. Time to rinse it off. So before I rinse it off and fill the inside with paint, I did notice that I've got a ding right there that I want to take care of. And honestly, other than figuring out what to do down here, which I'm not going to pound out, I'm going to stick with the Bondo that's on there. It's not that deep. And this bottom front corner, the door or the fender really is in very good shape. It might be a little bit there, but boy, yeah, I'll compare it to the other fender. But I would want to do this body work before I paint the inside. But anyway, we'll feel around, look around. Yeah, there's a little bit there too. Go around to the other side. Maybe I've got enough light. Yeah, you can see right in there. So I guess we'll be taking care of those before we put more paint on. Anyway, rinse the soap off. Got to do that. Inside of the fender is cleaned up, soapy water, dried. Fortunately, it was warm enough that it would dry. Thought I'd an interesting mark from the factory. That was the only one I saw once all of the dust and such was cleared away. So as I said, I do want to take care of some dings. That one there, and then another one underneath there. And so we'll work on that. Not sure how much you'll be able to see. Alright, so behind this, unfortunately, is not anything I can get to. There is an inner panel piece. So let's see what we can do with just tapping down. Kind of use my hand to make sure I don't have any high spots. Skim of Bondo will let me get to any low spots, as well as clean up any edges that don't follow the profile. So again, I'm working right in here. So you can look and see, did I miss anything? Inward facing surfaces here. That's a shadow, that's not a miss. I did think about doing inside there, but I think I'm going to do that with, well, the brush is out. I guess I'll do that now. Oh well. Thought I was almost. Alright, yeah, we went inside and did that. Alright, onward and forward.